Somebody there was sporting the shirt of FC Koper, a football club founded over 100 years ago, based in the Slovenian league. The uneven bars finalists, and the top performer in qualification will go third in the order, Anna Lashchevska of Ukraine. She scored 13.65 in qualification. We begin with a gymnast making a full senior international debut after competing at the Invitational City of Jesolo Trophy in her home nation earlier this year as part of the Italian beating. It's Nunzia Del Geno, 17-year-old, is from Pompeii.
Italia.
First performance in this women's uneven bars final. Nunzia Del Geno of Italy. Maloney to the Kachev, and then straight to a Paxolto, working hard to keep the form and to hit those handstand positions. Now the Van Leven. Doing a somersault. And keeps the dismount simple and secure. Nice start to the final. Nunzia Del Geno. Great opportunity for a gymnast like her in this competition, with the senior Italian team, the A team really, being rested ahead of the Olympiad. It's a great chance for those who are aspiring to break in to come through. Sometimes there are issues with the leg form. Did perform the straddle Kachev well. Paxolto had perhaps a loss of the ideal position. Getting a somersault was secure. And just a layout to conclude for the time being, as she keeps things within the comfort zone, and that's wise. Nunzia Del Geno, 13.05. Execution not quite as strong as qualification, where it was an 8, so that results in the drop of 2.5 tenths. Oh, they would love to see her get on the podium. Lucia Hribar of Slovenia, 22, from the capital city, Ljubljana. She has won 3 bronze medals in World Cup competition, and how exciting that the crowd gets to see her ahead of her Olympic debut in Paris. I'll be wishing her well. Straddle Jaeger, very nice. Kachev, Paxolto. Oh, she's got a bit of crispness going on here. Really attacking the routine and making a bid for a place on the podium. Can she hold this dismount? Big swing. Very good from Lucia Hribar of Slovenia. She knows it too. Well, the overshoot to the low bar had a sharpness to it. And the subject of sharpness. Is it going to cut the mustard and get onto the podium? She is one of the hard-working gymnasts of the circuit, Lucia Hrybar. 11 international competitions in 2022, 10 in 2023. She's always out there competing. And she's used these World Cups to become, in her words, more confident, more competition ready, a better gymnast over the years. She really went for her release moves, the Jaeger first, then the Kachev, a nice arch at the back into the Pak Salto, then the Maloney Shaposhnikova variation to get back to high. Not the most symmetrical position in the dismount, but it's still a good one. Although she was the 6th best qualifier with that score, 13.3, there wasn't much of a difference between that middle group of gymnasts. 3rd best in qualification was 13.5, so it's feasible she could make the podium. Down to a gymnast whose execution was the strongest of any of the qualifiers. The strongest, if we extend it to the first reserve, was Elena De Vrecker of Belgium, an 8.4 execution for a 4.4 difficulty routine. It really was lovely. Just missed out. Anna Lashchevska, the 16-year-old from Ukraine. Already a winner of 9 World Cup medals, 6 of them gold. Maloney, Pak Salto, all looking okay so far. Really attacking those precise handstand positions. Jaeger somersault performed well. Oh, that just needed a little adjustment and a good save. That's going to be an interesting one to look back on. As the number comes in from Anna Lashchevska of Ukraine, top qualifier with 13.65. As I mentioned, not a great deal of separation between the top performers. The one who's got the real upward mobility potential in terms of execution is the next gymnast. I'll come back to that in a moment. She points the toes to go for a real sense of extension of the legs. That's where execution can be won and lost, is going up completely precisely into those handstands. It's one of the things that maybe if you're newer to watching the uneven bars, you don't notice in such a pronounced way at the start. 13.1, 7.6 for execution, way down from qualification by over half a mark, and that was largely down to that issue I mentioned where she almost had to reset her position. Now, there's no doubt she can win this. 13.65 in qualification, the same score as Lashchevska, but with lower execution. This is Zoya Sekai of Hungary, the European Championship silver medalist on this apparatus 4 years ago, and the national champion. Stolda Shaposhnikova First of those we've seen. Back salto. Good ginger. And then the piked Jaeger somersault. First of those we've seen. Shy of handstand there. And then she dismounts with a secure landing. Almost seemed trajectory-wise as though she was a little forwards and not quite as upwards as intended, but it could be a compelling number. She's a gymnast with the difficulty potential to win the competition. Stolder Shaposhnikova used at the start, then she went into the pack salto. And then the Maloney, the toe-on Shaposhnikova, that's probably the most common of the variations. Good pike position going into the Jaeger, really got the body to an acute angle. And dismount requires minimal landing adjustments. Zoya Sekai, 13.25. Execution 7.45. The difficulty is down by 1/10, and that means that Lucia Ribar has just about held on to a leading position by 500ths. Well, they are getting very excited, the home fans, at the prospect that one of their own might do this. We still have to come a whole sequence of gymnasts who've got the numbers to win, and this is certainly one of them. So there's absolutely no way that this is over, and Lucia Ribar is going to be probably the most cognizant of anyone of that, because she goes all around the world competing against these athletes and knows the sport inside out. So she will be aware that it's going to be for her an uncomfortable weight now. Caitlin Rooskrantz of South Africa, Barbara Mokosova of Slovakia, European Championship medalist, Elizaveta Kubareva of Ukraine, and Sava Shulikic of Croatia. All to come.
Finári, Kajti, Roskrat, Južná Afrička, Republika Četvrta, kvalifikacija z 8.400.
To an excellent and elegant gymnast from South Africa, Caitlin Rooskrantz, Commonwealth Games bronze medalist on the uneven bars in Birmingham. A gymnast who has qualified for the Olympic Games. 13.4 in qualification, the fourth best. Uses the original Shaposhnikova transition. And then a Bharadwaj with little struggle to get the kineticism back. Big piked Jaeger, that was lovely to watch. And the piked Kachev into the Ginger somersault, but she's right under the bar. And as a result, has to reset her swingfulness. Tucks round well into the dismount. Oh, that was nearly it. Very nearly from Caitlin Rooskrantz, but she did have that landing position almost completely under the higher bar. And unfortunately, it will be problematic from an execution perspective. It's the only use so far we've seen of the original Shaposhnikova, the hip circle transition from low to high. All of the others have been variations of it. There's the full twist added to the original Pak Salto, first orchestrated by Mohini Bharadwaj. And she's got those piked variations to some of the skills that we've seen already. The Jaeger, second piked Jaeger, the piked Kachev as well. And that's the point, I believe, where she came pretty well right down under the apparatus from the Ginger. Nice double tuck to conclude. 13.4 in qualification. 12.55. Lots of execution marks lost for the empty swing after the Ginger somersaults. It's a lovely routine otherwise. Well, Lucia Hribar still leads. She's seen off all of the contenders so far. He is a veteran. Barbara Mokosheva of Slovakia, European Championship bronze medalist on this apparatus in 2020. She's just recently competed at her 11th European Championships. 8th best in qualifying. That also goes rapidly into the Van Leven. Powerful shoulder position and a very smooth looking Jaeger somersault. Oh, that's a great dismount. Big double tuck work from Barbara Mokosheva, the 27-year-old from Bratislava. First international final of the year. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that absolutely lovely? Look back at this performance from Barbara Mokosheva. Her difficulty score in qualification 5.2. So it's really going to come down to whether she's got the numeracy to contend with Lucia Hribar. Lots of good execution. 13.05, fourth position. She's up from qualification. And that means that Lucia Riba has won a medal Lucia Riba has not only won a medal, but it could be her best ever finish. Elizaveta Rybareva of Ukraine, 13.5 in qualification. She's got the potential to win it. Won the silver medal in Varna last week. Doing a somersault, just about keeps the swingfulness going. Oh, that was a touch wild. She's got through it. Very quick work. And her double tuck is landed really securely. Well, Elizaveta Rybareva. Look back at this performance. It scored 13.5 in qualifying. Good packed salto. Maloney. And the double tuck conclusion. This is going to mount a challenge to Lucia Riba's leading position. How close will it be? Will it be beyond? Almost 13.2, 7.6 execution score, and that might have been that little issue from earlier where she just had a touch of wildness in one of the pirouettes. What it means is that Lucia Riba has just produced her best ever result in World Cup competition. After 3 bronze medals, she's won at least a silver. Now we go down to really a straight-up contest between 2 gymnasts for gold, because the leading mark is 13.3, that's Riba. And Šulikić, Sara Šulikić, who's about to perform the Croatian, scored exactly that in qualifying. She won the silver medal in her home World Cup earlier this year. She starts with the Pike Kachev. Oh, this is an interesting finish coming up. Kachev variations, but she really lost the clarity into what looked like an Ezheva. Amazing that she held on to it. Van Leven. She's very secure in the landing. Sara Šulikić of Croatia. But there were some quite pronounced execution issues earlier on in the routine. Lucia Riba could be about to win her first ever World Cup title, and in her home World Cup as well. You couldn't deprive or deny that either of these gymnasts have earned it with their hard work. Šulikić has enjoyed that moment of winning silver in her home World Cup, but that was where the Ezheva was really performed with a lack of clarity. I still cannot quite believe she clung on and kept the swing going, but it will lose her a lot of execution marks. Needed a straight leg position. We're going to roar if Hribar has got this. It's going to be the loudest reaction that we have heard today in the arena. This is a nervous crowd waiting for the numbers. I think you can tell. 12.5 for Sara Szulikic. Lucia Hribar, you are a World Cup champion in your home country, and you've done it right before your Olympic debut. It's a moment that she has quietly worked and worked for. It's a glorious moment for Lucia Hribar. Honestly, that is one of the feel-good gymnastics moments of the season. Yelizaveta Hubareva of Ukraine wins the bronze medal. Zoya Sekai of Hungary wins the silver. And in Slovenia, the Slovenian Lucia Hribar wins her first ever World Cup gold. She does it by the narrowest of margins, and it will feel spectacular. Is there any finer way to prepare for your debut Olympiad?
Pričenjamo svečano podelitev medalji priznanj najboljšim dekletom na Dvovišinski bratji.
Well, much to take stock of in that competition. Just before we go into the victory ceremony, a quick word, and there'll be time for more discussion later on what has been confirmed as the retirement of Barbara Mokosheva of Slovakia. A wonderful gymnast who has made it onto a European Championship podium, and she has chosen to bow out. And what a great career she's had. And now we go to the finest moment for this young athlete from Slovenia, a young veteran. The victory ceremony in the women's uneven bars competition.
Podelitev medalji priznanj najboljšim dekletom na Dvovišinski bratji. Award ceremony uneven bar. Medalje in priznanja bodo podelili predsednik Gimnastične zveze Slovenije, gospod Damjan Kralj, tehnični delegat Svetovne gimnastične federacije, tehnična delegatka Joana Grat, ter podpredsednik Gimnastične zveze Slovenije, gospod dr. Edvard Kolar.
She looks absolutely thrilled, almost overwhelmed by this moment, doesn't she, Lucia Hribar?
Technical delegate from FIG, Joanna Grat, and Vice President of Slovenian Gymnastic Federation, Mr. Edward Kolar. Tretje mesto, third place, Jelizaveta Hubareva, Ukraine.
The bronze medal goes to Elizaveta Hubareva of Ukraine.
Drugo mesto, second place, Zoja Zekeli, Mađarska.
The winner of the silver medal is Zoya Sekai from Hungary.
Prvo mesto, first place,
The champion is Slovenia's own Lucia Hribar. It was such a wonderful performance, and for a gymnast who has worked tirelessly to get better and better over the years, who has made it onto a World Cup podium on 3 occasions before today, who's been a bronze medalist at the Mediterranean Games back in 2018. This has been worth every moment, I'm sure, because she has now got central spot and the anthem will be played in her honour. Oh, that will be a moment she will never ever forget. The national anthem of Slovenia. Travljica, a toast to Lucia Hribar and her fellow medalists. The anthem titled exactly that in English.